So we got a new story here about squatters burning down a New York home. This comes as we're getting more and more squatters moving into homes, maybe even in your area across the country, as the rise in homeowners versus squatters incidences prompts action from lawmakers, as we're seeing more and more of this happen here across the United States. However, the White House does not want to help with it at all. The White House calls squatting a local issue that other governments must address. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says local governments must take action. The White House and the federal government doesn't want to help. Meanwhile, squatters burned down a New York home that they were squatting in and basically took over. The homeowners couldn't get rid of them. We're seeing this happen here more and more across the United States. These squatters wreaked havoc on the hardworking families, the owners, officials say. One New York City squatter was arrested. The others have continued to live on the property since November. Since November here, you can see the fire here, and what a nightmare. What a nightmare as this is happening here across the United States, and what an issue here. More and more of these states are having severe issues. We're seeing this as a major issue in states like Florida, California, Texas, and New York. And you can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. But like this story, Atlanta attorney David Metzger recently got a call from a client in a tricky situation. She had gotten engaged, moved in with her fiance, and decided to rent out a house in DeKalb County. The day her home was listed, moving trucks arrived and a woman moved in with 2 kids and 1 baby. The problem, the house had not been rented out yet. Her client, or the attorney's client, who'd heard about the moving trucks from her former neighbor, had her property manager call the police. When they stopped by to check out the situation, the, quote, renter presented them with a fake lease, a fake electronic signature. Presuming this, quote, lease was legit, the police left. Metzger and his client spent 3 months legally wrangling before they were able to remove the squatter in February 2024, which he says was a relatively short amount of time, meaning a lot of the time it takes longer for this to happen. Yet, although the mother was removed by the sheriff's department, Metzger is not aware of any criminal charges even brought against this person, this family. In another case, he says that the client's squatters were given 15 minutes to remove all of their belongings and then allowed to drive off in the car. Quote, people came out of COVID lockdowns to find out rents were no longer $800 a month, but $1,800 a month. They say, I can't handle that. And apparently they've moved to squatting. And of course, you couple that with the millions of illegal migrants that are flooding into the country. Millions. And, well, we have a problem. And, well, take a listen to this.
One sheriff in Florida has had enough, promising to give the freeloaders a new place in the county jail if they continue trespassing in his jurisdiction. Join us now, Polk County, Florida Sheriff Grady Judd. Sheriff, you're known for being a law and order guy. You don't take any nonsense. Tell me about the difficult job that your cops have. They go to a scene, someone's squatting, they have this fake contract, and they got to decide if it's real or fake.
Good morning, Lawrence. Yes, that's true. We have people that want to move into vacant houses. Sometimes they try to do that with a dummied up contract. And what they're doing is trespassing. They've broken into somebody's house. Well, there's many jurisdictions across the state and across the nation that says, oh, it's civil. So now all of a sudden, these freeloaders are in your house for months while it works its way through the civil process. Well, the state of Florida made that abundantly clear through our Governor DeSantis, which we think is the greatest guy ever. and our legislature, they said, no, we're going to make that a criminal event. Well, in Polk County, it was already a criminal event. We never had that problem because we go to the house, we determine, well, the real owner doesn't know who these people are, entered into no contract. We load them up, give them a one-way ride to the county jail. It's just that simple. You don't have to bog it down in court. Just do what's right.
So, Sheriff, what's been the difference ever since you've been locking them up? I'm sure they're leaving your county and probably leaving the state now and going to other states because now you're giving the discretion to your cops. Is that right?
That's right. It's always been that way in this county. They pop smoke on us and leave whenever they get out of jail, and they're gone. I mean, they're gone fast because we don't put up with it. And that's the bottom line, Lawrence. Across this nation, if you get tired of it, do something about it. We do that every day, and that's why our crime rate is at like 50-year lows here in Polk County, Florida.
Imagine that when you lock people up. The repeat offenders, they can't do the crime anymore. So, Sheriff, I guess I would ask you, because there's a lot of states, a lot of counties that have said this is very complicated. What is your advice to them to end this crisis that's happening all across the country?
Lawrence, you're right. You don't have to make it a civil deal. When somebody breaks into your home, whether you're in it at the time, it may be up for sale. You may have gone on a cruise around the world. For whatever reason, your property's empty. People don't have the right to move in, turn the electricity on, change the locks, and claim it as theirs. It's not difficult. It's burglary. It's theft of your property. It's trespassing. Just use your current laws and go arrest them and lock them up. They'll be more than happy not to come back whenever they find all their stuff stacked outside after you have appropriately taken them away and the homeowner gets their home back and throws their junk out.
Real quickly, Sheriff, because I've gone to a lot of the scene of, it's really a scene of a crime. The amount of damage that they do, they're doing drugs there, cooking drugs there. Is there any legal recourse for these owners of these properties to get some of that money back?
Sure, Lawrence, you can sue them, but you can't get blood out of a turnip. They don't have anything. What little money they have, they stick up their nose or in their veins. They're just a bunch of dopers and freeloaders. We call them squatters. So, yes, you can legally sue them, but it's a waste of time and effort most of the time.
Yeah, they don't have any money. That's why they're squatting. That's why they're taking
That's right.
other people's property.
If you've been watching my show for a long time, you know I'm a realist. What they're saying actually makes a lot of sense. Just use common sense. If someone breaks into your home for whatever reason, use the existing laws and arrest them. If you're police, don't say, oh, it's a civil matter, we can't arrest them, blah, 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 blah. Just be a realist. Just use some common sense. You can't. Me and my wife have been watching Judge Judy, her new season out recently, new couple seasons here on Amazon. We absolutely love it. Judge Judy is just so common sense here. She said recently it was about discipline. I don't even remember what case it was about, but she said here, and I think it was pertaining to like teenage kids and stuff like that. But she basically said, if you let them get away with it, they're going to keep doing it. Same thing with squatters, same thing with anything pertaining to, that type of stuff, right? They're going to keep doing it if you don't discipline them, if you don't throw them in jail, if you don't say, if the same thing goes here with the real world, right? And the police are saying the same thing. If you just let them get away with it, if there's no disciplinary action, if there's no consequence, we see the same thing here with shoplifting and theft and all these different things, right? If the police and the laws are saying, hey, we really don't care, they're just going to keep doing it. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments. This is a growing problem. Yeah. Make sure to like and share these videos with anybody that needs to see this. Share this on social media. If you haven't yet, subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos that come out here every day at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Click the bell icon after subscribing. Click here to see these new warnings about the eclipse coming on April 8th. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.